Hi, assalamu alaikum. We have an exciting event now. We are going to be giving some book giveaways from the recent webinar that we just held. Alhamdulillah, Nick Hutchison, author of Rise of the Reader, came and spoke to our whole community on Wednesday. It was fantastic, amazing feedback that we've gotten. So many people have gone off and purchased books that we mentioned and so on. And one of the books that I actually highly recommend is Nick's book itself, Rise of the Reader. And this book has lots of tactical advice about how to get the most benefit out of your reading journey and lots of just incredible advice in a very tactical, practical kind of way. So Nick was generous enough to offer to give 15 copies, signed copies of his books away that will get sent to these 15 lucky winners. So the way we did it was some of the copies we decided to give away based on the quality, the insightfulness of some of the questions that were asked during the Q&A session. And then the other 10 copies are going to be things that we're going to be giving away right here on this YouTube Live. So without further ado, let's share my screen. All right, here, let's start with these. So the for the five copies from the questions, here were the questions that we selected as the five most interesting, most insightful. So from Sister Fatima Ahmed, in what ways can literature deepen our capacity for empathy? Can a well-crafted fictional story have a stronger emotional impact than nonfiction on understanding what others' lived experiences? Fantastic question. Nick did address this at one point, and he did talk about the power of fiction and how, reading doesn't just need to be these personal development type books. From Omar Mohammed Faizer, looking back, what is one skill or mindset you wish you had developed earlier in your career, and how has that influenced your approach to growth since? Another really fantastic, perceptive, interesting question. Great way to to get when you're speaking to a really high quality speaker, to get thoughts and ideas out of them. From Fatima Mohammed. Once a child is comfortable and somewhat interested in reading, how can we or should we push them to read books or categories they don't care for? Is there any merit in encouraging reading in subjects they may not choose for themselves, or is that counterproductive? So really great tactical question about, how do we get our children interested in reading and so on. Sister Asma Hashmi asks, when reading a self-help book, I usually go away with action items and even tangible takeaways. What do you like to take away from fictional books, and how do you go about doing that? Right? Really fantastic question. I agree. Like, pretty much this whole part of my bookshelf behind me is nonfiction, and it is easier to get takeaways and tactics and strategies. And this whole side is mostly fiction. Recently, I've been on a big nonfiction kick, but fiction is sort of the OG, and Nick did speak about that beautifully in the webinar about the benefit and how fiction can lead to empathy and all of these other things. So please check that out in the webinar if you didn't see it. And finally, what advice do you give to a college student that is pursuing a field that may not really suit their skill set, yet is doing it for status, money, and stability? Loved this question. That we did answer during the webinar live. I think so many people, so many Muslim students and others do get sucked in. Society tells them which path to go, and they are seeking status and seeking money, right? And they're not necessarily focused on the things that are most interesting to them. And yet, when you do follow, like the story example of Nick himself, when you do pursue your genuine interests, the things you're really into, you're able to put the effort in to become world class in that thing, and that's where the real rewards, financial and otherwise, come. Okay, so now we've come to the section where we select winners. Okay, so my assistant, brother Amar in Pakistan, has put together this giant wheel. This has the names of all of the live attendees. Um, of this recent webinar. And so I'm just going to spin the wheel 10 times and we're going to find our 10 winners. And we're doing this live so you know that this is fully randomized and everything. All right, so Bismillah. Number one winner is Mahnaz Karimi. MashaAllah. MashaAllah. Very exciting. All right. Um, I think we say hide choice, right? So I hope I did that right. Anyway, next one. Abdurrahman Abu Shark. Oh, that's someone I actually know. Congratulations. I'm always amazed at, the numbers of people who come to these webinars. I do definitely know quite a lot of them, but also so many new people that I meet every single day. It's one of my favorite parts of the job. Let's see who is next. Asiya Haq, mashallah. Muslim names are so beautiful, mashallah. Uh, it's just never fails to remind. I mean, you have the word truth in your name, subhanallah. All right, let's keep going. Number four. Tahmina Lippi, mashallah, mabruk, mabruk. Very exciting. Alhamdulillah. Let's keep going. Number five, halfway through. Asiya Modine, mashallah. Good day for Asiyas. Mashallah. Okay, next up we have Bismillah. Nafisa Ali, mashallah, mashallah. And please note, these are all people who did attend live. We had over 350 registrants, who registered, but about 150 who were there live. And so, inshallah, next webinar, try to make sure to be there live so that you can have a chance to win prizes yourself. Okay, what's next? Who's number seven? Abdullah Akbar. Oh, mashallah, mashallah. Another uh, brother that I know. Alhamdulillah. Uh, that's great, mashallah. Next up, we have Atif Karamat. And I apologize if I may very well know some of the other people, but mashallah, I come across so many names. So I apologize if your names come up and I didn't say it. But okay, two more lucky winners. Number nine. Sumaya Tali, mashallah, another familiar name, mashallah. That is great. And last but not least, our final winner, Bismillah. Let's see. I don't know if anyone's watching live, but you can be making dua. Let's see it. Bismillah. Sana Jujati, mashallah, mashallah. That is great. Let me just write this last one down. And Well, Alhamdulillah, that pretty much concludes this event. It was wonderful having all of you at the webinar. I'm so grateful to Nick for taking the time and now for sending out these copies of his books. I hope those of you who get the book enjoy it, and if you didn't happen to win, I would highly recommend buying it. And also look at the email that we sent yesterday. It has all of the books that were mentioned over the course of the webinar, and little synopsis of them. And so many great books out there. Please just go out and read. There's nothing that can change your life and change your college prospects more than just reading. So, jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.